Alright, here's the next White Book deck, which is the Greyjoy White Book. Greyjoy has, I think, exactly one Knight character, so I don't do the White Cloak, and I'm not going to bother with their single Knight character that they have. I guess you could do it if you really wanted to. But they don't really need White Cloak, because what they have is 3 bodyguards and 3 Risen from the Sea. And I guess you could put in White Cloaks on top of those and then be like even more safe. I don't know. But I think this is plenty, and the idea is, since this agenda really needs and really benefits from having a big board with a bunch of big characters, with your Greyjoy, you can much more effectively build up that big board with a bunch of big characters and then keep them protected, and you never have to worry about Valar Morghulis. You just have to wait for Valar Dohaeris, and then you can do whatever you want after that. We also have this new guy, Maester Kerwin, who helps even more with that on top of what we already had. So, let's see. We've got our queen, which is Alanis. Her ability is not great with, how many is this? I think 9 Greyjoy locations. And no, like, Euron, putting him into play in challenges phase and stuff like that. You can do the Euron and Victarion, the 6 and 7 cost versions. Well, they both have a 6 and a 7 cost version, so that doesn't help, does it? I'm using the old versions. I'm using the core Euron and the 6 cost Victarion. I'm sure you could use the newer versions, which are more broken cards, and cut like Milk and Bodyguard and I don't know, Statue of Baelor and things like that, and just use the standard Derp, Silence, 2 rating long ships, and Grey Ghost and all that garbage. But I'd rather just not do that, so I didn't. She's a queen, so she's still good, still in the deck. Still, if she even draws like 1 card, then she basically did her job. Another notable thing is I don't have We Take Westeros in the plot deck, which is unfortunate. Again, very arguable that you should play it. Like, you could absolutely make an argument for just not playing Varys' Riddle and playing We Take Westeros, and then just starting with At the Gates. And I think that's what most Greyjoy players actually do. But I find it's a little bit too inconsistent. It's a little too often that you run into an opponent who either doesn't really play any locations besides economy, or you don't draw your one of your 4 location discard effects to steal something good. So I've got another very typical plot line instead of that. Like I said, no exchange of information, counting coppers instead, because you want your draw plot to draw you more characters. Basically, that's pretty much always what you want whenever you're drawing cards, is you want to see more characters, more characters, more characters. With a slight exception for drawing protection against Valar Morghulis, Bodyguard, and Risen from the Sea. Those are also cards that you want to draw. Issue is there's just not space to put, because Greyjoy has so much broken stuff, and then you're putting in all these King's Guards. There's just not space to put in everything that you would like to be in the deck. So one card you may notice is absent is Asha Greyjoy, who is not in the deck anywhere at all. If I had to put in 63 cards, maybe there would be, 3 copies of her in there. But the reason is because it's already too top heavy if you play her on top of everything else. I think I've already got 12 characters that cost 6 or more between Victarion, Euron, Balon, and my big King's Guards, which is Barristan, Balon, double Balon, Greyjoy and Swan, and the Knight of Flowers. Maybe I should cut this Osmond Kettleblack for some version of Asha. Why is he in the deck? Yeah, he makes 8 King's Guards. We don't really need him. I have not found this guy to be worth it. I don't think he should actually be in the deck, now that I'm looking at this. Ability is just not very good. Stats are not very good. If you have 8 King's Guards, you only need 7. What if we just cut him? That would be something I would do. And then maybe I'd put in 1 copy of the 7 cost Asha. I don't know. She's obviously a really super good card, but the reason she didn't quite make the cut is because I really wanted to use Statue of Baelor. As soon as I figured out I was going to be using these, Balon, this Euron, and this Victarion, then I've got more renowns on Knight of Flowers, Balon, Swan, and Selmy. All of the big characters all have renown. And I can get renown onto more guys with this version of Sir Jaime Lannister, who gives renown to the knights if they attack alone. And then they can use Statue of Baelor as well. I already had one game where I'm not sure if it won me the game by itself, but it definitely provided a massive advantage by allowing big guys with renown to stand and do 2 challenges per turn. I mean, imagine using it on this version of Euron. It's so good. Moving on from there, fairly standard card inclusions, just like typical best locations aside from the meme statue with the economy and everything. We've got 1 king of Sultan Rock to make sure we get a king for the king in the north. What else? Some standard good cards in here. Iron Island's Fishmongers, just to have some smaller characters in the deck. Begging Brother and Nighttime Marauders, because I like to go trade routes. You could definitely go Drown God Fanatic, but again, it's a pretty expensive deck. And you're not using the 6 cost you're on to let you like lock down the board immediately on turn 1 for a very low amount of gold. So I definitely feel that you want the trade routes. Like these big King's guards are not going to be that easy to pay for. Mandon Moore is basically 5 gold if you want to use the ability and can't even be reduced by Great Halls. Preston Greenfield, 5 gold. It's an expensive deck. But it can be a solid deck. We'll see what happens. I explained this a bit in my last video, a little bit, I think. But I did look at trying to make friggin' Martell, man. At least it's Wars. Honestly, I think I'm happier to see Martell today than Targaryen. Targaryen has been getting on my nerves. So I think Martell for once is okay. Especially if he's going to play Wars on me. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so Stark and Lannister, like, their king and queen cards are not very good. And they just don't have that many knights that make sense with the agenda. I don't know. They don't have a lot of cheap knights that are any good. They don't have, like, bigger, unique knights that can benefit from being given the White Cloak to turn them into Kingsguards. Like, Lannister obviously has some notable Kingsguard characters, but those would dissuade you from actually playing the agenda out of Lannister, because the agenda gives you the ability to put those Kingsguards into any other faction without having to actually play Lannister. What you would want, let's see. It's an interesting choice, Shadow Black Lane. Normally see that in Targaryen. Watch him play. If he does March, I'm gonna laugh. There's no way though. I was saying something. I don't know, I think I'm gonna give up on talking at this point. He seriously, every time, dude, they just go to At the Gates. That's incredible. I have to say, that does highly amuse me. Shame I didn't set up Alanis, and I could put an Iron Gate into play to draw a card. This hand doesn't look super expensive, so maybe I'll go for Gates to the Moon, but no, I'm going to want draw, so I'll go for Iron Gate. And he's Martell. I'm going to end up going first at some point after this turn. Oh, yeah, about the Kingsguard synergies. Like, if you're Lannister and they had a bunch of characters that have the Knight trait but don't have the Kingsguard trait and have, like, good abilities based on win a challenge with that character, like the Baratheon Knights, like the Bastard of Night Song or Sir Davos, you know, you can put the White Cloak on them and turn them into Kingsguards and use their cool abilities twice. That's a dope play to make. But they don't really have any cards like that, unfortunately. I think I want to play Hagen's Daughter. The question is, can I also get Alanis out? So this is minus, that's exactly 8. And then I can't go We Do Not Sow, and I want We Do Not Sow. Can I go like 4, 1? Does that work? 4 and 1. No, damn it. This is inconvenient. What if I go... Well, I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I think I like this line of play. Oh, I didn't actually necessarily need to marshal her because I forgot Sir Barristan can be used to save Alanis. I guess I'll play her because I can give her a duplicate. I don't know. I really wish I had just exactly 1 more gold. Would have made that a lot more clean, but oh well. Now, if I do at the gates as my next plot, he's gonna riddle it. But there's literally no plots I can reveal right now that will be any good for Varys's riddle, because I can't do the King in the North. I could just play the King in the North by itself, but it's probably not worth it either. The frustrating thing about Martell is I can't do cheeky power challenges with Barristan just to make an attack and get renown because it enables his Viper Eyes. You have to wait until there's no important cards left in your hand before you can do military or power. Until then, you just have to pass. Okay, Desert Scavenger. I see you. That's a super frustrating card to have to deal with. That really sucks. And the milk, damn. Beguiled is pretty pointless though, since he has Nymeria. I have only one icon that matters, which is the Intrigue on Alanis. Oh, not my Intrigue icon. I had no idea that he would do that. So typical Martell game so far. Make military and power irrelevant and then take the Intrigue icons. I guess it'll be at the gates Iron Gate, and because he's Martell, he'll make me first player. Or maybe he won't, but then he'll be Martell and he won't be first player. I mean, he will be first player, so that's a win-win situation. Duran's game. Well, I don't think that's a big deal because I was just going to play the entire game assuming that he had that in his hand the whole way through. This is why it would have been super good to save 1 gold, because if I had just saved 1 gold, then I could have done like an unopposed power challenge and nuked something. Really inconvenient amount of cash that we had to work with. And that was another thing that I don't think I pointed out, is that there's not space in the plot deck for confiscation, which is also really unfortunate in a game like this one. If I could have 8 plots, confiscation would be the 8th one, but just can't have 8. You can only have 7. Oh no, Varys' riddle. I had no idea you would play that. Actually, looking at this, I might should have done King in the North, just because I knew he was going to riddle. But who really cares at the end of the day? It's not that big a deal, right? Oh, Begging Brother's so good. Man, my only regret is I can't really play this with 3 gold if I want to play it this turn. What I can do is sit on it and just play it with trade routes next turn. Oh, do I want to do that? I probably want to get this out here no matter what. Yeah, especially because I get to draw. I can play Victarion for how much? No, if I play him, then it's Doharis. I can't do that really. I mean, I can, but it's not great. Play Balon and maybe get a Doharis. That would be fine. We go like Balon, 1 gold. Then I only have 1 gold. I kind of want 3. Yeah, definitely don't want to play the Begging Brother. I want a gold for We Do Not Sow. I guess it's going to be Balon, kill the Fishmonger. I'm going to sack one of these Iron Gates because I want to do trade routes next turn. So I want to draw more good stuff. I don't know, maybe I won't. It kind of depends. Maybe if I don't lose any cards, I'm at least going to get hit with Intrigue Claim. Maybe also the stupid event. Actually not that upset to see Host of the Boneway, because that means he probably won't Doharis. Starfall is a little bit more of a problem. I expect some power icons to be lost here. Hopefully I have enough of them that I can get through anyways. Not going to take any power icons, okay. Oh, you're going to regret that. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is a matchup where we take Westeros. Would have been pretty damn good because of that. Lucky for him, I don't have it. Martell has not been very common online as of late. Targaryen is the favored lame faction, it seems. Not entirely sure about that. People could speculate about the reasoning. Notably, we did not get hit with his Viper Eyes there, so he doesn't have it at the moment. Always the possibility that he'll draw it. It's a bit interesting that he didn't use his Host of the Boneway for that. It's going to be a lot harder to use the Intimidate on military. I'm assuming he's going to use Nymeria to try to do power. Bodyguard was definitely the best hit for him on that intrigue. In terms of, like, it was the best hit for me. No card from Shadow Black, also lucky. I don't know, I have Victarion. Maybe I would have wanted a bodyguard. If he wants to play Morghulis, it's going to be definitely worse for him, since he committed a Host of the Boneway. Any day now. Don't know what we're waiting on. So if I block this with Balon, he wins 8-4. And then Nymeria takes Barristan's power icon, but he intimidates one of these. Yeah, so he's going to be able to win a power no matter what I do. If I like block here, then they intimidate this thing, and Nymeria takes this power icon and still wins 4-4 against Alanis. So I might as well just defend this military. There's no way to win the power. And this gives still, I keep my Fishmonger is good for like March to the Wall and stuff like that. He's worse to come, so he probably has at least one March. I'm debating on whether or not to use one of these Iron Gates, because my hand is so expensive, and I still have Hagen's Daughter. So I think I actually might want to save them both. Might actually want to save them both for the time being. Alright, let's trade routes. Lord, well, he's going to put me first, because he always does, and then we're going to get to use Nighttime Marauders. See if we get any big hits. Another nice thing about Martell is King in the North is like usually a good plot, even if you don't have a king, because it's just always worse for them. Usually, the Host of the Boneway changes it a little bit, because this is a card that, you know, doesn't interact with King in the North and is kind of oppressive. But it does rely on him actually being first player in order to matter. Notice this turn, he still put me first, but then he marshaled this. So if he's going to be doing that, then I'm not nearly as scared of it. Force March, sure. Guess that was inevitably going to be in there. Again, puts me first player. I don't really want to play Balon because there's a high chance of a reset after this turn. I don't know, I guess if he does Dohaeris, I could just keep Balon. None of these other characters are that good. But I kind of want to bait it if I can. I think I'm going to do this no matter what. Oh my goodness, get out. Get that nonsense out of here. Host of the Boneway, Duran's game, and another Duran's game. Get wrecked. No! Shit! That was a misclick. That was supposed to be Begging Brother. Man, that's annoying. Oh, that was not supposed to be Victarion. I wanted to play Begging Brother. I hate you, game. Well, guess I just sit on what I have left now. That triggers me. What an unfortunate misclick. I could also consider duping Great Kraken in case of political disaster, but it doesn't look to me like he'd be a political disaster deck with what he's doing over there. Man, I am not happy about that Victarion. The 4 gold might end up getting spent on a double Hagen's daughter trigger. Well, actually, not even that, because I don't want to leave her on the field for Dohaeris or like Wildfire Assault, but it'll probably be Dohaeris. I don't know. He played another Host of the Boneway, though. I mean, why would he do that if he's going to reset? So who knows? So now both cards left in his hand is Duran's Game. We know what they are. Oh, it's actually going to have an intrigue icon this turn. So depressing. And for some reason does not take Victarion's power icon. That seems totally incorrect. It might be Morghulis, because I still only save one character. I would not be surprised if it's Morghulis. Let's try to draw Risen from the Sea. Darn. Oh well, we tried. Vengeance for Elia. Okay. Well, now we know he has that. No, not my meme statue. Come on, really? That's depressing. I guess I could use my other Iron Gate here, since I have a Great Kraken duplicate. It's only worth it if it draws Risen. Knowing my luck, it's not going to draw it. He would not be able to do this power challenge if I actually played the Begging Brother like I was supposed to. So dumb. Though I guess having both Begging Brothers dodge a reset is not the worst thing ever. I would actually like to avoid playing the second trade routes here if there was a way I could get away with it. Like if I had a king card around somewhere already in play, then I would probably just do king in the north. But I think trade route's like the only thing that really makes sense. No, I shouldn't Valar. Let's just see what happens. City of Secrets. Okay, well that's not what I expected, but sure. Fine by me. What I would like is to draw some more economy, because now both my trade routes are gone. He hasn't played any resets yet. That's not exactly great. Normally what you do is get more economy than this over the course of the first couple turns. I don't think this triggers Alanis if I play this as a duplicate. I'm like 90% sure that it doesn't. Well, let's actually play the Begging Brother this time. We have threes, all threes. Well, this seems like the correct play. Damn it. It was worth a shot. At least we see the hand now. So 2 Vengeances, a Prince's Plan, Shadow City Bastard. Obviously not scared of Shadow City Bastard. Well, let's get this guy. This guy's pretty good. Then I guess I sit on 2. That's what it's looking like. I could spend the 2 on Robert Strong. Realistically speaking, I can definitely afford the claim soak at this point as opposed to using Hagen's Daughter. Suppose I should cancel that. So there's a high high odds that this Begging Brother will not stick around. I mean, his hand kind of sucks. I feel like just denying card draw is probably the right thing to do. So Prince's Plan gives +4. But other than that, it's like whatever. Definitely don't want to use the Iron Gate at this point because, like I said, now economy is an issue. Do I want to use any more characters besides this? Prince's Plan, one of these guys up to 12. I don't feel like kneeling my board out against 12 strength. That's just not worth it. What do we have here? 5 plus 15? That's a little too easy for him, but what if I make it 16? He's 12, 17, 18, there. What if we do this? So 15, 18, 12, 4. Yeah, this is better. Basically making him waste strength defending it if he wants to commit the Prince's Plan. Because he'll buff one of these dudes up to 12. Then he'll have to declare like 12 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1 is still exactly 18. So we actually can't win it now that I'm looking at it because I'm going to cancel Nymeria. So that's good. Did my math correctly. Only used 1 character on top of the obvious choices. See, here we go. Finally, I have a gigantic board. I have the King's Guards. He didn't play Force March. Boom. Get to stand both of those guys. Glorious. Absolutely glorious. I'm very good at this game. Well, let's kneel one of those things. Now the question is, do I want to actually declare an intrigue challenge? Defend. It's not really worth it to declare an intrigue because he still dominates the challenge so easily. It's just pointless, and military is always pointless. So now we just pass. Maester Kerwin's a really good pickup because now his reset options are really awkward, and Victarion has a save. Doesn't really have any good resets here aside from Wildfire Assault. If he has Wildfire Assault, then he kinda got me. But I think I still come out of that slightly better. That would definitely make things more difficult for me if he had that card. But who plays that? Maybe he has... Oh, I know what he has. He has the damn city reset plot. The King's Landing riot. Cause that's why he's playing City of Secrets. Because otherwise, like, why the hell would you play City of Secrets? But that's why. Fortunately, he only has 2 cities in his used, so he still has to wait, like, 2 more entire challenge phases. And that's the weakness of that card, like I mentioned. He's not going to want to wait that long. He's probably going to reset before then. Did not use Beguiled on Alanis. That was a misplay. I'll have her defend before he can do it. So now he only gets to Intimidate 1. And that should keep me very safe on military and power. Come on, get the Great Kraken. Everything else in my hand is pretty good. Oh, I forgot about that card. Don't know how much difference that's going to make. I guess he's going to play a Duran's game. I mean, that's unfortunate, but there was literally nothing I could do about that. Yes, we are waiting for opponents to use Shadow Black Lane. Will he ever actually use it? Nobody knows. Secret schemes. Well, that blows. Damn, Begging Brother? You serious? That also blows. That's not great. I really want to do King in the North, but if I go King in the North into Valar Morghulis, it's bad because Victarion and Kerwin can't save. Otherwise, it would be pretty much ideal because I could put this King of Salt and Rock onto Victarion. I'd be good to go. Does this matter? Because let's say I cancel this, then he does a power with 5 and buffs up to 9 against 8. Doesn't really matter, but he's probably going to reset, so I'll just do it. Makes him spin the Prince's plan so it won't be in his hand for next turn. This is unfortunately exactly 8 to 8. Well, the bad news is I'm probably about to flip Counting Coppers into a reset, but the good news is we're still going to have some stuff, basically no matter what he does. I'm not that convinced that he's actually going to do a reset, because then he's going to have to get rid of these Hosts of the Boneways, and that's going to make it a lot harder for him to use his Duran's game. Feels really good to have the game reduced to 2 intrigue challenges being the only challenges that matter throughout the entire thing, but that's Martell for you. At least it's not Hollow Hill. If I had to rank the lameness of these decks, I would say Hollow Hill's at the very top, and this is like one step below it. Yeah, he's doing Force March because he's trying to just do the Durand's game and win. And unfortunately, I think he will be able to just do it and win, and I don't think I can do anything about it. 9 initiative. These things are unfortunately 1 gold too expensive for Sir Robert Strong to kill. I guess I was supposed to Morghulis there now that I'm looking at this. Yeah, I was definitely supposed to Morghulis. I'm so used to Morghulis never being the right play against Martel that I didn't realize the one time that it actually is. So I kind of played myself. Kind of played myself. And there are no attachments. I can't put a milk on them. Just sucks, man. At least I got the Statue of Baelor. That's pretty relevant. Do I want to play anything else here at all? More than likely not. Maybe the King card? Well, like King card. Milk on Nymeria? Maybe? Sure. No idea if this is going to end up mattering. Probably not. Now the good news is that yeah, the Prince's plan is in the discard. It's not in his hand. Although I guess he's going to get it back anyways, so that doesn't actually matter as much as I would like it to. See, he also has a gold issue this turn. I would just put 1 on Ricasso, because if he puts 1, then he can lose power, go down to 9, and then play Durand's game and get 6, but who knows? It probably doesn't matter. Probably not relevant. I guess the extra gold also buffs the Host of the Boneway, so that's a reason to do that. Damn, Water Gardens is unfortunate. Alright. 5. 4 is 9. 15. 19. There. This should be the right amount. Oh no, I'm getting too much power from my renounce. Uh-oh. Oh goodness. Damn, the Statue of Baelor taking 1 off. That's gonna stop me. Oh well, we almost got there. If only my Barristan wasn't milked. I could have won. Of course, this still has to discard another location or attachment, the King of Salton Rock. This is kind of my fault, though, because I should have played Valor Morghulis this turn. It's 100% what I was supposed to do. And then I might would have just lost the game anyways, because he has, like, better economy. But at least then, I would have had more of a chance. $14 power, so close. Alright, now has he actually screwed this up? 4 plus 5, 9. No, he still has way more than enough. We also got so close to stopping the Duran's game, but in the end it didn't matter. Fun and interactive gameplay right there. 2 intrigue challenges, nothing else that matters. But this is that one very rare game where Martel's able to do that without ever playing any resets. Another thing that could have caused me to win would be if I had been able to play King in the North earlier. But King in the North is a stupid card, so I guess that's not really anything to complain about. If you need that card to win, then what are you doing with your life? Well, we got to 14, and I mean, of all the ways to lose to Martel, this is still a pretty scummy way, but like I say, it's at least less scummy than dying to 15 resets. So whatever, I'll take it. Curse you, Greyjoy, you're supposed to be overpowered. Why aren't you winning games for me, damn it?